Have you ever thought about character traits and attributes that make billionaires different from most of us? Have you ever thought of the discipline, the routine, and all the different factors that actually make ordinary people become billionaires? They live in the same environment that we live in, the same school, the same classes, but then something happens and they become billionaires. Have you ever thought about that? Well, I'll be sharing on the billionaire mindset, so stick with me. So, number one, billionaires keep good company. Usually, billionaires are not the most intelligent among the company they keep, but they surround themselves with the best of the best. They surround themselves with smart people. And you and I, if we would make the progress we want to see in our lives, we must also take a thing from that. We must also learn something from that. Surround yourself with people who are smarter than you. People who can advise you, people who can nudge you to take steps that possibly, you might not be interested in taking. People who can challenge your thinking. Surround yourself with smart people. Billionaires keep good company. Number two, billionaires are committed readers, right? It is said that leaders are readers or readers are leaders. However, good leaders are always readers. Billionaires are readers. They must know so much. They must know about the world economy. They must know about, how, a crisis in one part of the world is going to affect another crisis in some other part of the world. They have to know these things. They read a lot to be able to navigate through the challenges that they encounter with their businesses, their companies, their organizations every single day. They invest a lot in themselves. Number three, billionaires take risk, calculated risk. Right? Not just any type of risk, but calculated risk. The amount of risks you're willing to take determines, the reward that you get. Billionaires, for example, just look at companies across the world that do amazing things. They are always sort of, paving the way for either new discovery or, pushing the world into new realms of, technological advancement and all of that. Billionaires take calculated risk. Right, and that is why the billionaires, they solve a lot of novel problems, and then they get all this reward for the risks that they take. And then number four, billionaires take responsibility for their failure. No blame games. They don't throw blame games, at people. Oh, it was this person or it was that person. They take responsibility. If you succeeded, they take responsibility. If he succeeds, they take responsibility and share credit, with either the team and all of that. But most often than not, you see a lot of them, when something goes wrong, they take responsibility and they don't throw blame games. Recently, when some time ago, when the account of the former president of the United States was suspended, initially on Twitter. Of course, there was somebody who probably was overseeing the division that, spearheaded the suspension, but then the CEO was called by Congress, they called him to ask him questions, to sort of investigate why that happened. He took responsibility for it. He refused to sort of shift the blame game to someone else. And that's the trait you see in a lot of billionaires. They take responsibility for their failures. No blame games. Number five, billionaires are givers. Think about all the top non-profit organizations across the world, all the NGOs that do good things, whether it's in health, poverty, alleviating poverty, and all of these things. You see that a lot of the funding comes from, of course, rich nations, of course, that tax billionaires and millionaires, but also individuals who are billionaires who also give, for all these good causes, right? They give substantial part of their wealth for all these good causes. So usually, billionaires are givers. But then, number six, billionaires are also frugal. They give, but they give with purpose. The money must be going somewhere. It must be doing something impactful. It must be changing lives. They're frugal in the sense that they have to see the effect of their giving, right? It has to be measurable, right? Now, something recently happened, on Twitter also. CNN had reported that the World Food Programme's chief, WFP chief, one of the UN agencies, had said that just 2% of Elon Musk's wealth will solve world hunger. Now, 2% of Elon Musk's wealth, as at the time of this, this recording, is just about maybe 300 and something billion. So that would be roughly like 6 billion. So he had said that, just 2% of Elon Musk's wealth will solve world hunger. But World Food Program had already raised even more than that amount of money, right? In either, I think, in 2020 or 2021 already. So Elon Musk replied to that tweet, on Twitter, and said that, hey, if the WFP chief can explain to him how 2% of his wealth is going to solve world hunger, then he's willing to sell his Tesla shares and and give that money towards, of course, solving world hunger. Now, billionaires are very frugal. They spend or they give, but they are also very frugal with their wealth. They want to see where is the money going, right? How is the money impacting lives? How is it changing lives? How is it really bringing about, transgenerational or generational, transformation and things like that. So they're very frugal. Now, number 7, billionaires never say never. They don't give up. A lot of billionaires started companies that failed and then pivoted and started new companies and then went on to start bigger ones and things like that. So they never say never. They never give up. Recently Elon Musk shared a story about, how they got the name Tesla. So that name wasn't actually, theirs. It was actually owned by someone, maybe copyrighted or something, or trademarked by someone. So they had to buy the name literally from the person, and they paid about, I think, $75,000 to get that name from the person, right? And how they were able to get that, because the person refused selling the name. So they had to send somebody who was nice, according to him, who really literally went there. I think somewhere in California, Sacramento, and the person sat with the person, either by the doorstep of the person until the person agreed to sell the name. So they never say never when they want something. They never give up. And then number 8, billionaires live healthy lifestyles. You cannot go far. To have wealth and not have health is a tragedy. So if you want to enjoy your wealth, you must also have good health to go with it. And billionaires, of course, take care of their health. They live a healthy lifestyle. They don't just eat anyhow. They don't just live anyhow. They're disciplined. And then number 9, billionaires are disciplined. Obviously, to be a billionaire, you have to be disciplined. To amass that amount of wealth, to be able to build a company, to be able to build, organizations and amass a lot of wealth, you have to be disciplined. They're disciplined. They keep to routines. They usually would have routines, things they do when they wake up, when they study, when they go to sleep, and things like that. They don't live haphazard lives. Billionaires are disciplined. And then lastly, billionaires commit to thinking. They are deep thinkers. So they're people who are able to analyze situations, they're able to analyze their progress, they're able to analyze the decisions they've made, and of course rightly either correct what needs to be corrected, or advance with whatever decisions they've made, or analyze situations, actions they've taken, and if those actions has produced the right result, if the actions haven't produced the right result, they're able to make the necessary corrections. Billionaires are thinkers. So these are the 10 traits, or these are the 10 characteristics or 10 traits of the billionaire mindset. And if you and I can pick a thing or two from this and inculcate this into our lives, it's just a matter of time. We also can become successes. Maybe we'll become millionaires, who knows, in dollars of course, or billionaires, who knows. But these are the traits that you'll find in a lot of billionaires that you see around. So that is it for today. I want to believe this has been a blessing to you. Please do not hesitate to like, to share, and just in case you have other traits, billionaires that probably I didn't capture in this episode, please don't hesitate to put in the comment section. I also want to read about it. I also want to learn about it. So thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you so much for listening. I look forward to sharing more with you on the next episode. God bless you, and bye-bye.